And this is why you are the perfect example of the Titanic, because you are gonna sink with your own ship because you don't know when to call it quits. You're gonna keep flying this flag until it catches on fire and burns to the ground with you. That's what's gonna happen to you, Pearl. You wanna know why? Because you repeat yourself for everything. You haven't done any real research, you haven't done any real anything. You are a 4 at best, and you cannot think anything that hasn't been regurgitated to you by the same men that you suck off in your own bubble.
Okay, I know this isn't my normal content style, and I'm really not in the mood to do like a 3-hour edit, so I figured I would do this because I already have my streaming set up for when I stream and stuff like that. I figured I would just do this, get this out of the way, because I saw on my recommended that Erudite posted a video, and not only is it a video about Pearl, it's also, you know, because Pearl challenged Erudite to a debate. So I'm guessing that Erudite has a video. The video is going to be about, you know, her going over Pearl's channel to see and do some research, because I guess they're going to debate on something, and I want to figure that out. So let's get in it.
Best Girl Pearl giving us the TradCon wife life. The TradCon wife life, okay? She's TradCon despite having a phone, actually.
She would not have time. A traditional woman does not have time to do a show like this. Certainly not. Like, her makeup is going to take her an hour every day. Her makeup, her hair, picking the outfit, like.
But why is Pearl worried about makeup when she doesn't even use any? So why is that her nitpick in all of this?
Traditional women look haggard. I'm going to be honest.
No, they don't. Wait, am I crazy? Or does she know nothing? No, I'm not. I'm with the general populace on that take. Everybody knows she knows nothing. But that's a dumb thing to say. Traditional women look haggard. That's nowhere near true. It hasn't been true forever. Because it's always been of the mindset that you need to have yourself in the best looking shape possible at all times around your husband. And that's what it's been. I mean, my in-laws are like that.
Traditional women, like, she never wore makeup. She didn't have time for that. And just because I grew up with nannies, so there's a lot of like basic stuff.
She grew up with nannies?
Yeah, no shit, Erudite. She lived in a 10-bedroom house. You honestly think her mom and dad took care of that shit? Good lord. This is how I know Erudite is out of the loop on Pearl and why she has to do this. She didn't even know that Pearl had a nanny, and not even just one, multiple.
She was like, Pearl grew up like, that's a rich bitch.
Yeah. What do you think the gripe has been? This has been the gripe forever, Erudite. You moderated her debate with Anna, and yet you know nothing about her? Well, I mean, it's understandable. I guess that's why she made this video, but it's like, dude, her main talking point and the main complaint about her speaking on relationships and all this other shit and on dating culture and how the world is. She comes from a high-class family with 2 parents that are CEOs at different companies. They're millionaires, as she lived in a giant-ass house. So, yes, she was going to have nannies.
Nannies?
Yeah, more than one. I think she had like 3, I think.
Plural?
Yeah.
Her parents are rich as fuck.
Yeah.
Pearl does not have a kid. Guys, I don't know why Gavin McGinnis said that. She does not have a child.
If she does, that would be wild.
If she's so rich, why is she named Pearl and not Diamond? Technically, pearls are more rare than diamonds. It's just diamonds are very expensive to extract.
It was incredible. When I moved, I couldn't figure out why I kept burning shit. Because back in Chicago, I would cook, and I learned how to cook things a certain way. And recently, like 2 weeks ago, I found out It was the type of pan. When I moved, the old owners had a different type of pan. It was stainless steel. And you need to put the setting on lower.
Pearl discovers conduction. Conduction's different
my
between
God.
different materials?
Yeah. Why do you think if you go into any restaurant, they don't use stainless? There's certain restaurants that only use cast iron because they can be seasoned and they can be non-stick over if you use them properly.
Ah! She's gonna have her mind rocked when she discovers cast iron, okay? It's gonna break her fucking mind.
Oh shit. I brought up cast iron and she called it.
Just that one little thing. I used to I didn't understand stainless steel. You need to also clean with the scrubber and barkeepers. I didn't understand. So I would waste all this time using just a normal scrub, and it's just little stuff like that where you're like, oh my God, I have done this the wrong way, ungodly for too long.
Yeah, but a lot of people do. What, is that going to be a slight towards somebody because of that? Is she going to use this as an analogy for something else? Because I don't understand why she's bringing this up.
I also realized I was wasting a lot of time because I would think, oh, I learned this one meal, and then I would move on to the next and the next and the next. What I realized is you have to eat the same thing and learn that to the point where you don't need to look at the recipe.
Yeah, no shit. You think you go into a bakery and you want a cake and, okay, I got to find the recipe. No, they practice that cake hundreds of times. They know every inch of that recipe, every single teaspoon, every single cup, every single whatever, how many eggs, everything. That's what real chefs and pastry chefs and bakers are. And if you're going to cook every day, the last thing you're going to want to do is have to keep recipes on you. The only time you should look at a recipe book is if you're just trying to do something crazy and a one-off. Be like, hey man, let's do this. It seems cool. It seems like it's going to be good. Let's try it. One of those things. And then if you end up liking it, then practice it, remember the recipe, then you're good. You don't just fucking do and then forget. What other job in the world do you just do and forget? Nothing you ever do is just do and forget. Even when it comes to driving a car, you don't do and forget. So why do you think cooking is the same way?
Where I would just be like, okay, let's learn this next thing and learn this next thing.
You need to learn cooking fundamentals. Everything's easier when you understand the chemistry and the physics of what's happening.
This bitch probably can't even make a roux. She would burn gravy. You know what? That's a little bit too complex. She could burn water. Let's put it at that. That is crazy.
I dislike whoever Kyla dislikes because I trust her judgment. Oh no, that's too much pressure.
It's much better to just have 10 recipes that you're really, really
Erudite. I just now noticed it. You make good content. You're a decent streamer. Why the choker? Why? Out of everything in your attire that you could wear, you choose to put that on. And for what? I'm sorry. Now that it hit me, I remember watching a bunch of panels that she would do with Destiny, and I would always see that on, and it's it's weird. It's weird. I mean, it might be her style, it might be her thing, and that's perfectly fine. I just don't get it. I mean, no girl that I ever knew wore that past the age of 16. And even 16, man, people were asking, why are you doing that? So, but it is what it is. For this particular moment in time right now, I am on Kyla's side. So, I'm going to keep my critiques to a minimum, and I'm going to let her cook because Pearl can't.
good at. Before moving on, I really want to get better at folding because I know how to fold, but it's just not that good. It just feels like it could be cleaner, and ironing, I never iron. So I kind of want to get better at that. I know how to do it, but I don't do it every time I do laundry.
I feel like the way she's talking, Pearl doesn't think about being a TradCon wife girl until the camera's in front of her and she remembers that she has to pretend like she's into this stuff for her audience. I'm not a TradCon girl. I know how to iron. It's really fucking easy. She's trying. I get it. Look, kudos
Yeah, well, Kyla, you didn't have nannies do everything for you your whole life. If you did, you wouldn't know how to iron either.
to her for trying, but there's something so fucking goddamn pathetic about like hating all other women for not doing this and not knowing how to do it and being so retarded that like when she's describing how to do it, it's just like, it just feels like I'm listening to an alien trying to be a person for the first time. Have you ever seen an Invincible?
No, that's not what it feels like. It feels like a rich bitch learning how to be a poor bitch for the first time. It's like two broke girls. That's exactly what it feels like. Pearl is downgrading herself so that she can learn how to crawl on the floor with her fellow poor people, while her daddy was writing her checks most of her YouTube career. This is fucking sad.
That alien guy who's like pretending to be a human. I feel like I'm listening to that character described to me.
No, don't talk about Resident Alien. Don't do that, Kyla. Because even he knew how to do things more than Pearl did. And he wasn't on the Earth nowhere near as long as she was. Well, as she is. I don't know why I referred to her in the past tense, but I think it's because I think she gets in this debate with Kyla and she's gonna destroy her until she's gonna become nothing. But yeah, don't throw Resident Alien into this situation. I think Two Broke Girls is probably the best comparison to what Pearl is. A rich girl learning how to do things like the poor people.
Discovering like domestic labor.
Yeah, I don't think I take care of my clothes very well, but that's on my list. That's my 2026 list. I'll tell you my goals for 2026.
All right.
I want to get really, you know what? I'll pull up my Google Doc with my goals in it. All right. So the way
Based?
I work is I always have a working Google Doc with everything I want to achieve.
Base dog,
I might
base
even share
doggo.
this on stream. Is there anything personal here? Okay, I'll share it. Fuck it. Fuck it, bucket. You know what I mean?
What? Did she just say fuck it, bucket? That's not even the saying. How are you so white you don't even know white people sayings? It's 2 tears in a bucket. Fuck it.
I share screen. So this is how like my to-do list
Oh, she's using Riverside. Hold on. This is teeny tiny.
goes.
See, this is my frustration with Pearl. She's clearly decently savvy at managing teams because she's been managing her team.
It's not even just about managing her team. She sold printers. So she's been in the industry on how to be able to organize and be able to put things into place. So she was taught this kind of shit way before she started podcasting. And I mean, her sales pitches were cringe, but they were unique. I mean, who's going to try and sell you on a printer while remixing it to Drake's Hotline Bling? I mean, nobody would do that. Even though it's cringe, people would still think that that's an interesting way to pitch something and they would probably buy one.
Just work on that, girl. Who gives a fuck about folding? You could pay somebody to do that who's good at folding. You could get a partner who likes to be a house husband and he can fold.
Yeah, but then if she did that, then she would be the exact opposite of everything she preaches. But give me a minute. I've got a cat yelling, so I need to go deal with that. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. I don't know exactly. I'm going to rewind it a little bit because I don't remember exactly where I was. Well, I don't remember exactly what she's talking about, so let's get back into it.
Folding. You could pay somebody to do that who's good at folding. You could get a partner who likes to be a house husband,
okay.
and he can fold.
These are the potential, like the goals. So these are like my work. So I'll start with like we have to figure out the software stuff for like we're switching the app right now. So right now I'm paying a bunch of money to all these websites to like do all this app stuff. It's really annoying. And I'm trying to like fix that, you know? So these are like options. Then there's like, oh, I bought something from these 2 places and I need to use them.
What? EMJ, 2 weeks appointment. Like, this seems like a lot for this little bit of shit. Like, this isn't I don't know how to explain it, but this just seems like very simplistic things that she really needs to write down. Like, really? You manage a company of people, but yet you can't remember to make a cleaning system. Really?
Then I'm trying to fix the jaw thing I was telling you about.
Good. That's awesome. TMJ is brutal.
Got to pick a documentary editor, street interviews I want to do soon. And it's like working. So then there's house things I want to get better at, making a cleaning system for the bathrooms, improve my stove slightly, dusting, declutter. I need to declutter my pantry equipment, my cleaning supplies, laundry. I want to make the beds a little bit because I can make them, but they just don't look like pristine like in the hotels. So I want to get better.
Why does that matter?
Laundry, how to clean the washing machine. And then some.
Dude, my wife doesn't even know how to clean the washing machine. I don't know how to clean the washing machine. Who cares?
Sometimes if I can't figure.
I wonder if she's a perfectionist. I feel like she can't be.
No, the way she has lived her life up until this point and the way she's handled her career, there's no way she's a perfectionist. Because if she was anywhere near close to a perfectionist, she would not have failed the way that she did against Anna. No way. She has been regurgitating. Why the fuck did I say that wrong? Regurgitating those exact same talking points for like 5 years. So there's no way she gets pressed on it and that she folds. She folds hard. Like there's just no, like, if you were a perfectionist, she would have done her research before the debate. She would have had her talking points down pat. She would have had her information and her research and studies and everything else to coincide with what she was trying to argue. But she didn't really care.
Like none of the stuff she outputs is like insanely high quality, but maybe? Why did she make a video on this? Why is this a video?
Wait, hold on.
Outputs is like insanely high quality, but maybe?
Let's see. You watch Alex Myers? Well, of course, you watch The Daily Wire, but I don't know.
Why did she make a video on this? Why is this a video? Totally fine stream content. Fuck it. Like, people do all sorts of boring shit on it. But why did she make a video?
So they essentially made her famous. She took the money and ran. Whatever, right? No loyalty. We're women. Whatever.
Wait, what
Do
the
you think
fuck?
Pearl hates herself?
Wait, what? What kind of a bullshit talking point is that?
All right, Andrew, San. Some people don't know what words mean. Example, you can tell somebody that inflation is going down, and they'll think that prices are going down, not that the rate of prices increasing is slowing down. Look at you. That is true. Andrew understands inflation. Very few. The issue with like inflation and economic stuff is it's actually very counterintuitive, I think, is one of the problems. It's kind of like stats, like understanding certain like economic jargon and terms and how economies work is kind of counterintuitive. Like inflation's going down. I think people thinking that prices are going down is like reasonable. It's just not true. It's just prices are increasing more slowly, obviously. She was in a debate where she was arguing with a feminist. I know because I was the debate commentator for that.
Wait, really? Somebody really brought that up to her? Seriously?
Andrew Tate made her famous. Sort of. She kind of got on the Tate wave and
Tate and Fresh and Fit.
she pumped out shorts doing like pick me girl shit. Crazy. She grinded so hard. So like she's earned a lot of her status. Like the reality is like a lot of the channels that you see are really big and popular is because they do the work. Like the reality is like if I pumped out more content consistently that was higher quality, I would be more successful. But I'm a rat. I'm a little ratty. Okay. I'm a little rat fuck who doesn't do that. I'm bad. I like to ride my ponies. Mostly I can't do work for myself very well. But if you give me a program to run and design and deliver, I can do that shit really well. I just, as soon as it's like, okay, Kyla, make your own channel work. I'm like, hee.
Well, that's kind of a given. But I mean, she's always done well when like, she would go on debates with Destiny and things like that. So I think it's different, you know. But I don't think it's so different that, she has a hard time dealing with her own. I think it's just the stress of managing it all is probably something that she doesn't want to deal with, and I get that.
And then they're like, can you make this other person's channel more successful? Yes, I can do that. I can do that really well. Really well.
And so I know how.
And yeah, because that's the easy stuff. I mean, would it be awesome? If Erudite, contacted me and we talked about Pearl, yes, it would be pretty sweet. I would enjoy it. Do I think it would ever happen? No. You know why? Because it doesn't matter. But you never know, man. What's up, Kyla? Maybe you're seeing this. And if you are, hit me up. I would be more than down to give you any kind of info on Pearl that you want and set you up for your debate with her. I would be ecstatic to do that.
Much work Brett skipped by having a man do it for her. I had plenty of men help me along the way. I'm not trying to take complete credit for it, but I can tell you when you
like your dad funding this.
Oh yeah, her dad funded her the complete beginning of her career. She quit her job selling printers, and her dad funded everything until she got blown up by Tate and Fresh and Fit. She was pretty much a nobody. And I think now, because everything's on a decline, she's probably asking her dad for funds because she doesn't seem like a very sensible person to try and hold on to her money. So it doesn't seem like that's something that she would do.
A giant, rich organization behind you doing your wardrobe, doing your makeup, helping you with research. Do you know how much time you save? So Brett Cooper became famous because she was hired by the Daily Wire and they made her a star. She got 1 million subscribers in a year. I became famous around the same time. And, I think famous is a stretch for me. She's a way bigger star than me. And did she express gratitude to the people that made...
Oh my God, here we go. It's always the woman.
I can't make heads or tails of Pearl psychology. Like, she obviously must be insecure and self-hating. But she also...
Here's the thing, man. Brett Cooper, even though Brett Cooper is an extremely large pick-me, she does very good content. I've watched a couple of her videos and they were okay, but the majority of the stuff that got requested to me of her, I just can't watch. And it's just because it seems like a broken record. Doesn't really seem to go that far. But she gained a large following in a very short amount of time. Okay? How many channels do you know of on YouTube that gained 1 million subs within a year? Let's be real about it. She put the Daily Wire on the map in all reality because they didn't do anything for her as far as promoting her or anything. As soon as anybody that saw her picked up on who she was, they leapt on it and pushed it for her. She did not need the Daily Wire to boost her. She needed an initial shove at the beginning, but all that shit had nothing to do with the Daily Wire. It came down to her personality and her skill as a commentator, and that's what it is. So the Daily Wire screwed her, basically, when it came to money, and she left. They refused to give her the channel name because they said that the channel name belongs to them. So she made her own channel and is doing great on it. Gave the old channel, the comment section, to her friend, which is the most bitch backstabbing ass move I've ever seen in my life, to take over. And she's not even doing a quarter of the numbers that Brett was doing. So there is no thank you involved in that situation. She got screwed over. And the best part about it is she figured that shit out within a year. There are plenty of creators that got taken advantage of by these MLMs and shit like that. Where 5 years in, they're just now figuring out, oh, dude, you've been robbing me of my money. What are we doing here? It's not a hard thing to understand. So you're sitting there and you're going to sit there and say, well, why didn't she say thank you? Because they robbed her of her identity. That channel was her. that channel was never going to be the same without her. So it's either you paid her more or you just fork over the channel to her and leave her be. But they didn't want to do that. So Brett did the best thing that she could have done, which was bow out peacefully, not cause a scene, and just start her own thing. So you can say what you want, but she accomplished some things that most creators couldn't do within 10 years. And she figured that shit out within a year. So it is what it is. Now let's see what Pearl's dumbass thing she has to say about this shit.
Seems to like revel and enjoy the self-hatred. It's very strange. It's very strange. And I also can't tell what's just like a straight lie. I have no idea. Would you like to debate Pearl more or less now after what Anna did to her? The same? Here's the problem, okay? Because Pearl apparently really wants to debate me. She was going to fly me somewhere, I think, or Sean Kelly was going to fly me. Somebody was going to pay for my flights to go and debate Pearl. Unfortunately, our schedules just conflicted too much, but we'll probably book something in the near future. The problem with Pearl and me debating is that the stakes for Pearl, like the win conditions for Pearl in a debate against me or against Anna is actually very, very low. She needs to stay calm. She needs to have 1 or 2 stats that we get really stuck on and don't have good answers for, and just keep dropping basically non sequitur stats.
But that's never going to be the case. She runs a podcast where she regurgitates points back to back to back. You know, when she brings all those women onto the podcast, that should be like a small form debate against multiple people. It should be her against all those people. But yet, she still hasn't figured that out yet.
Like, that's a win for Pearl because her audience will love it. That's all she needs. The win condition for me and Anna is a little bit higher because we can't look stupid in front of Pearl. Like, we can't misstep.
Don't worry, Kyla. You will never look stupid in front of Pearl. I promise you, okay? You could argue the sky is green with that girl, and I promise you, you would come out looking like a genius. It's just what it is. Pearl has been brainwashed into an ideology, okay? It's no different than going to somebody that's in a cult and tries to argue against why their belief is bullshit. They're just gonna regurgitate points that they've been force-fed for years. Even though, if they really looked at empirical evidence and figured something out, they would realize that it's all bullshit, but they're never going to do that. And that's what Pearl is when it comes to the red pill movement. She's been force-fed and brainwashed by all these creators because she was a pick-me that never got picked. So she fell into this ideology and was pushed by it. And now she doesn't bring up stats. She doesn't bring up nothing. She just goes off of what she has been told for years. And that's what it is. And it's never going to change. That's where you and Pearl are different, Kyla, because I've watched Erudite go into debates with Destiny, okay? I've watched her go into debates with Destiny and have receipt after receipt after receipt after stat after stat after stat after fucking every bit of research that she could come up with that benefits the argument that she's trying to make. She throws it out there. And she's not willing to have anybody check her on it because she has the stats, she has the numbers, she has the proof. Pearl's not going to do that. She had the opportunity against Anna, chose not to, and she got completely mollywopped. It's just what it is.
And more important, if we don't kind of curb stomp her, it's not good. Like, Anna Kasparian had to curb stomp Pearl. That was her win condition.
Yeah, but Anna didn't even try. Anna could have dug so much deeper. Like, it was very apparent watching that debate that Anna wasn't putting in any real effort.
And let's be clear, she did. She did, and then some. But would I like to debate Pearl more or less? Probably the same. I think it would be good exposure, if I'm being honest. I would just need to come prepped on like all of her stats and really not underestimate her.
You can't underestimate her. She underestimates herself. And you don't have to question her stats.
Because it's possible that with Anna, she was really clammed up because of the audience. And I don't think I'll be debating her in front of an audience. Kyla, please don't debate Pearl. She's a bully enough. She's asking me. She's reaching out to me. She wants to debate. Okay? So if you line yourself up on the curb for me and you ask me to step, I step. You need a good moderator, though? Maybe. I usually don't need a moderator too badly in most debates. I don't usually rely that heavily on a moderator because there's not very many good moderators in the space. So
her who she was. Let me jump. I jumped a little bit in the story. So after about a year and a half, Brett Cooper quits and they end up hiring her best friend. Now, mind you, she quit. She wasn't forced out. The bitch quit. I mean, they're making so much money off that show. I don't know why in their right mind. There was no reason to fire her, right? She quit. And so they essentially made her famous.
Okay, so Pearl is the definition of stupid. So, Kyla, let's be clear here. You don't need to do that much research to beat Pearl in a debate because this is how she thinks that what happened with Brett Cooper really happened. She is fucking dumb.
She took the money and ran, whatever, right? No loyalty. We're women, whatever. Now, again, as women,
you just must stay contracted to people forever, no matter how much money you make them. It doesn't matter that they made her, but she also made them tons of fucking money. She must stay loyal forever.
You don't understand the audience she brought to the Daily Wire. You are fucking dumb if you think that the Daily Wire didn't need her at all. The Daily Wire needed Brett Cooper more than Brett Cooper needed the Daily Wire. It's a fact. And she left because they wouldn't give her more money. I mean, when she's raking in the views that she was getting and the following she obtained in such a short amount of time, yeah, you renegotiate your money. And they snaked her. So Pearl's fucking dumb fucking theory on how that all went down is stupid. When it's all on video, it's already been discussed multiple times online, and yet she doesn't have a fucking clue on what happened.
Otherwise, Pearl will be mad. This is the interesting thing about like Pearl's world, all right? The best girl Pearl world is that it's not obvious to me how women can be good to Pearl, including herself. Like, I don't know if Pearl sees a world where even she's a good person, which is
the ideal woman in Pearl's world. I'll give it to you straight up. This bit of information is free, Kyla. If you want any more, you're gonna have to contact me, and we're gonna have to discuss things when it comes to Pearl. Pearl's ideal woman in her worldview is that she is silent, submissive, cleanly, and stays at home with the children, doesn't have a job, doesn't take any front seat position in a company, doesn't do any of that shit. She has to be a background character. That's what she thinks the ideal woman is in her worldview. Even though that cardboard cutout of a woman is what she created, she doesn't even fit in that. So you wonder why she's angry. She's angry because she can never be what she preaches that women need to be. That was free. The next one I'm going to charge you.
like maybe why there's low try. I'm not sure. Like her psychology kind of fascinates me because I don't understand her. I just like, I can't make heads or tails. I'm like, maybe it's all a grift.
It's not a grift. She's a pick-me. She chose the red pill lane because she figured that it was going to be the easiest way for her to meet men. If she speaks for men and she defends men and she does all these things for men while trashing women and all this stuff, she figured she would have a lot easier time dating. And you can see how well that worked out for her.
All lying, but the grift excuse feels lazy. I just feel like everyone we don't understand and don't like, we're like, it's a grift. And it's like, well, that's probably not true for a lot of them. I don't know.
Now she married rich. So now her husband's got like her security instead of.
Well, here, let's be clear about Brett Cooper's marriage. I think that it was insane. I don't even think that they were. Hold on. I want to look this up just so that way I don't say something completely wrong. How long was Brett Cooper with her husband before they got married? Let's see. They were only together for 2 years. They met in April 2022, got engaged in 2023, and then married in 2024. Okay, that is crazy. Big ups to her. If it works out, it works out, and I'm happy for her. That is a very quick turnaround to get married. That is extremely quick. And I don't think it had anything to do with her marrying rich. I mean, she was rich. Are you dumb? She had good money. And now she's got even more because she doesn't have to share it with the Daily Wire.
The company. Again, making her problem someone else's. Whatever, that's what women do. I'm not.
There's no world that Brett Cooper is a leech on her husband. I'm sure she's bringing in probably, I don't know what her husband does, but she's probably bringing in similar money to him, if not more.
I can almost guarantee you Brett Cooper makes more money than her husband. I can almost guarantee it. Hold on. Dude, now I'm doing all this research and shit that I did not want to do. Brett Cooper. Let's see. She's almost at 2 million. And this channel officially started 1 year ago. 1 year ago. And she's almost at 2 million. She is averaging, I'd say, 400K an episode. A 20-minute video. 1, 2, 3. So 3 uploads a week. Averaging 400K in views. Nah, dude, she's doing fine. She is doing perfectly well.
Probably more, but again, unless he like is some like Nepo baby that inherited a really successful business.
He would have to do what Lavaloon did and marry the CEO of Ridge Wallet for that to be a problem.
Not trying to prescribe morality to it. But it really grinded my gears because when she quit, she would indirectly speak ill about the company and created.
No, she didn't. No, she didn't. She gave it time. I think she waited like a few months before even speaking on what happened. After the transition happened to her friend taking over her job, and after all that shit happened, she didn't fully speak on it. And she still hasn't fully spoke on it. She's left out a lot of details on what happened. And she's doing that to be protective. Because she doesn't want to hurt certain people. So you can say what you want, but I mean, it's not true.
An entire drama around this and pretended she did it. She would make ominous statements.
Like what?
Like her mom came out and started bitching about the company.
That's not her fault.
She completely sent her fan base.
Okay, so you're telling me right now, okay, Pearl, let's be clear. If Fresh and Fit stole money from you, threw you under the bus, and you had to completely switch gears and change sides, your parents wouldn't sit there and look at those guys and tell them that they were pieces of shit for what they did to you? Then if that's the case, then suffice to say, you're Sneeko. That's what you are. If your parents would just allow you to get screwed over by people that you were supposed to be friends with and not say a word on it, then your parents aren't shit. It's that simple.
To bully her ex-best friend who took her job. It was a
Did
completely
she?
emotional wreck.
Yeah, her ex-best friend did. She snaked Brett for the job. 100%. That's why they're not friends anymore. Because Brett wanted more money, but she didn't want to lose the channel. But because the Daily Wire created it, they had control over the channel, so they just threw her friend up there. And her friend, knowing what it was going to do to her, agreed to do it anyway. Because I can guarantee you they offered her a shit ton of money to just jump on and take over for Brett. No matter what it did to her, didn't matter. But all you see is her leaving, so, sorry. Yeah, she's so bad.
And I was so disgusted by the situation. How dare you? How dare you express anything but gratitude for the position that you're in? How fucking dare you?
Just forever?
Okay, then speak that way about Konica Printers. You can't. You know why? Because you hated that fucking job. There are plenty of jobs that I will shit on that I've worked that I absolutely hated. I don't owe them shit. I don't owe them my undying loyalty. I don't owe them a fucking thing. You want to know why? Because their bottom line is to profit off of you. Okay? They can call themselves your friends. They can try and trick you into being friends and all this other shit. But at the end of the day, if you don't make them money, you are disposable. And it's that simple. Okay? Let me tell you right now. even though Brett Cooper got the comment section to 1 million subs within a year, if she dipped below 200,000 views a video, they would have fired her. Friend or not, don't matter. They would have threw her out and replaced her. But because she was doing nothing but blowing up, she had the wiggle room to negotiate a deal. And they didn't want that deal. So they offered a different deal to her friend. Her friend took it and then took over and then screwed her over. You thinking that they owe some kind of undying loyalty because she got some type of fame off of it, you're fucking crazy. So you're telling me right now that if Shapiro, well, not Shapiro. I can't think of the other person at the Daily Wire. If any of the men that worked at the Daily Wire had the exact same situation happen to them, would you be saying the same shit? I don't think so.
For you, how spoiled, how
If decides your favorite libtard, who's your favorite conservative? Definitely Eucharist is my favorite conservative.
bratty, fuck you. That's how I felt about it. That's how I felt about it. Because, you know, like today,
And then that's how I felt about your debate with Anna. You were bratty, and you felt like you were owed something. You felt like you deserved the right to speak without any type of challenge. So, fuck you for thinking that. You are dumb.
I was talking to a fireman and he was telling me the ins and outs of his jobs, right? And he's telling me this is the guy, or like an EMT, I don't know what it's called, but the guy, like he does firemen. He also answers like he does firefighting and answers calls for
911.
when you call 911.
Yep.
So this is a
Emergency
guy
center.
he's seen people commit, like he's the person called when someone commits suicide. You know, he sees their brains blown out. I've interviewed men that do construction and are seriously injured on the job. And the fact that you express anything but gratitude from the men that made you who you were.
You dumb fucking bitch. You stupid bitch. You stupid bitch. If I wasn't watching this to see what Erudite was gonna talk, what she was gonna say about, like, if she goes into any more detail about debating Pearl, I want to actually listen to it. But listening to this dumb take, this completely smooth-brained fucking take, okay? Go talk. And let me be clear, I worked in construction for a while, okay? Go talk to anybody in that field. That if they started producing more and they started doing better work, they went and renegotiated a deal for higher pay. The company said no, took your best friend off the street, gave him a job with a $1 raise above him that doesn't have the experience and doesn't have the people skills, and the people don't know him like they know you. You don't think those two are gonna fucking fight in the parking lot? You don't think that shit's not gonna come to blows? You don't think somebody's gonna get fucking hurt? You're dumb. You're stupid. You have no idea what you're speaking on. This is why nobody is willing to have a serious conversation with you, Pearl, because you're so ignorant that you don't even know how the real world operates. People get screwed over for much less, and those people get killed for it. But yet you think that because she got robbed of possibly millions of dollars, got her job stripped from her, threw her best friend in there to snake her out of her position, she still owed that company complete loyalty. You're insane. And this is why you are the perfect example of the Titanic, because you are going to sink with your own ship because you don't know when to call it quits. You're going to keep flying this fucking flag until it catches on fire and burns to the ground with you. That's what's going to happen to you, Pearl. You want to know why? Because you repeat yourself for everything. You haven't done any real research. You haven't done any real anything. You are a 4 at best, and you cannot think anything that hasn't been regurgitated to you by the same men that you suck off in your own bubble. Have an individualistic mindset. Think for yourself. Stop thinking about what Fresh and Fit and what fucking Andrew Tate would say. Fuck those losers and think for yourself. If that happened to you, you would feel the exact same way. You don't do the research, you don't know. Shut your Gumby looking ass up. Bitch looks like she got fucking pressed in between two fucking pieces of glass and her eyes got separated. But yeah, she wants to sit there and fucking speak on somebody. I swear to God, man, her brain could be used as a fucking slip and slide. That's how fucking smooth it is.
Fuck you.
What about her best friend who also like helped her in like scripting and writing?
Thank
Did
you,
ever have
Kyla.
for
Thank you.
that woman or only the men?
Fuck you. And I know how much work it is to do it without them. Now with a big like, do you know how much credibility you get by just being with the Daily Wire? Dispatcher. Yeah, sorry.
They
None.
hired her.
She applied for a job and got it. She didn't get the notoriety because it was for the Daily Wire. She got the notoriety because she is good at her fucking job. You want to know how I know? Because she started the other channel a year ago and has almost doubled the subscriber count and almost done double in a year than what she did on the Daily Wire. So tell me how that makes any sense, Pearl. Explain that shit to me, huh? If the Daily Wire did so good for Brett, then why is she pulling better numbers than what she was at the Daily Wire? You want to know why? Because it was about her. It wasn't about them. It was always about her. That was what it is. You can't stand women being at the center of something, even though you're at the center of your own fucking company. But yet, if another woman does it, then all of a sudden it's a problem. Well, then go say that shit to your mom.
Does she think that just like if you're ever hired by any company, you should just be like maximally grateful forever? Because
No. Especially if they snake you. Fuck those people. They can burn. They can burn. Dude, I got screwed over by so many jobs in my life. Dude, fuck those people. I ran into those same dudes that gave me those jobs when I was down and out and I needed the money. Still fucking fuck you. Don't let me catch you outside this grocery store. Because I'm telling you right now, I catch you in the parking lot, I'm just going to sock you in your fucking mouth. That's what it is. There's some places that I am grateful that I worked there for. Some I ain't. Even though those guys got me out of a really dark place in my life, fuck them people. Fuck them all. I hope they burn in hell. And one of them's gone with the Lord, and I hope he is burning in hell. Because he was a piece of fucking garbage. So no, you don't owe anybody undying loyalty. If you can't even give undying loyalty to your spouse, your partner, the person that you're supposed to spend the rest of your life with, why are you going to do it to somebody that writes you a paycheck?
they're giving you a job. Like, I believe in having some gratitude to your workplace, right? I believe in fulfilling your contracts. I believe in finishing the work that you like sign up to do.
And
But
she
this idea of
did.
just like being endlessly grateful forever because it's just like Brett also helped make herself famous by putting in the work as well, having good reactions.
It wasn't even about the reactions. It was the topics that she spoke on. She spoke on everything. Not in a specific realm, not on one thing of everything. She covered every spectrum when it came to the online sphere. She talked about celebrities, influencers, streamers, content creator, everything she talked about. It did not matter who you were, she spoke on it. And that's why she got the following that she got. Because she wasn't blind to any one thing. She kept her eyes open to everything around her. So when something fucked up in the entertainment industry, like if there was something shitty that happened on a movie set, she covered it. Oh, well, this lady was streaming and she threw her cat 10 feet into a wall. She's going to cover that. Oh, Destiny's cheating on his wife. She covered that. I mean, is it really that hard to understand why she got the following she got? Nobody was immune. She didn't care. She took shots at everybody because that was her job.
My understanding is she suggested a lot of the research. She did a lot of the writing. She suggested topics. She found a lot of the comments.
She did. She did all of the research. She did all of the everything. And then she would make a post and then read the comments section for, I don't remember how long those videos were, but she would read the comment section for a good minute on camera.
Guys, I'm bad with names. I will always be bad with names. There's certain names I forget of things. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm dyslexic. I don't know. I wish I wasn't like that.
You're not dyslexic. You're the dum-dum. You're stupid.
Getting names has nothing to do with dyslexia, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called
So,
stupidity.
You can't take it. It just is what it is. I have flaws.
It's called smooth brain. That's what it is.
You know,
Okay.
I've interviewed men that have lost everything. And so for you, this is why YouTubers, commentators get the rep that we get.
Okay.
Because fuck you for that. So
Okay.
she
Oh
creates
my
this whole
God.
tirade to the point that they are bullying her ex co-host.
Was there ever a time? I feel like
They bullied her ex-co-host, her best friend, because her best friend didn't do what a best friend should do. She backstabbed Brett. She backstabbed her. She took a job behind her back and pulled the rug out from underneath Brett. And the fact that you don't know any of this, but yet you're so fucking cavalier when it comes to speaking on shit like this, it goes to show how fucking ignorant and dumb you are. I don't understand how you can be this confident with the shit that you say and you're this fucking mentally handicapped and you don't even know what you're talking about. You didn't even do the research. You didn't do any of the fucking probably 20 minutes worth of fucking videos you could have watched to learn what happened. You didn't do any of that. You just saw a headline, went on it, and then made your own opinion from there. You didn't even read the fucking article. You just read the headline of it, and then you automatically assume that you know everything about it. That's how fucking dumb you are. That's how idiotic you are. That's how fucking smooth brain you are. Basic level research you're not doing. You read 6 fucking words and you automatically have the answer to everything. That's how you operate. You use 20-year-old statistics to prove a point that happened that for things that are happening now. This is how stupid you are.
covered the Brett thing, and she was like pretty mild in her commentary on it. Like she was definitely tried to be minimal in her commentary.
Yeah, because she's still considered, I think her name's Riley. It's because she's still considered Riley a friend. Even after what she did to her, she still considered her a friend. So she wasn't going to sit there and completely shit on her, which if she did, she would have had full right to do, but she didn't. Brett acted like a complete fucking grown person. Turned the other cheek, walked the fuck away, and left it alone.
And she completely co-signed it, pretended she didn't, and indirectly what women do is they're in the ear of a lot of people.
Okay.
And like her mom's commenting all these videos and they'll pretend like they don't have any control over that, even though they do, right? I mean, if your mom's crashing out, unless you and your mom hate each other, if you said, "Hey mom, I got this, please stop," she'll stop. And the challenge is women like Brett and women in general, nobody ever tells them this. Nobody tells them how insufferable they are.
That's probably true.
You're the one that's insufferable. You are the one that I swear on everything that I love and I believe in. If somebody married you, they would pay the extra money to have a ball gag on you at your fucking wedding reception. That's how insufferable you are, Pearl. That's why nobody wants to marry you. Nobody wants to date you. Nobody's even willing to have a one-night stand with you. Because you foam at the mouth at this stupid shit that you speak on, and you don't even have any of the real fucking knowledge to speak on it to begin with. You just speak so confidently that you fucking manipulate the people that are in your audience as to thinking that it's truth when it really isn't. So let's be clear, and I'm going to make it very clear. If you listen to Pearl, you are just as fucking dumb as she is. And if you got a problem with it, fight me about it. I don't give a fuck. Fuck all of y'all. She's stupid as fuck. She is. I have met flashlights that are brighter than her. How the fuck does she have millions of dollars in her bank account and she speaks the shit that she says? I understand Fresh and Fit. I understand why they have a platform. I get that. Pearl is the female version of Donovan Sharp. They are both two useless morons in a bubble that they benefit from, but they don't even add to. They're wastes of fucking space. What the fuck is gonna happen next, man? Is Pearl gonna sit there and come up with fake AI callers to fucking talk to on her show like Donovan does? Is this what we're going to? Or is she gonna get an AI person to debate with? Because, I mean, it's pretty obvious that she can't handle a real-life debate, so she's gonna have to create one so that way she can fucking win. This is so fucking stupid, man. This is beyond stupid.
Probably could have told her mom to stop, but also I have no idea what her mom was saying. I also don't know how long her mom was saying stuff. If her mom said everything in one day...
It doesn't matter if her mom did it for a week or not. She's standing up for her kid. Her kid got screwed over, and she's mad about it. She has a right to say what she says. Who cares? Doesn't matter.
Nobody tells them how bratty they are. Nobody tells them how spoiled they are.
No one?
That is so fucking spoiled.
What do you think the Whatever podcast is, or Fresh and Fit, some of the most successful shows on the internet? Or you?
Oh my god, man. I could do this shit all day just hearing Kyla have her comebacks like that. Like, dude, you're in a sphere with a bunch of hyper emotional, bratty, fucking teenage acting fucking grown men. You are a part of that sphere. Get fucking real, man. This is what happens, okay? Let's be clear about this. This is what happens when you're a part of a community that gives zero pushback, okay? When you are in a group full of fucking losers that are gonna do nothing and give you an echo chamber and do nothing but agree with everything that you say, this is the type of shit that produces from it. You have nonsensical, moronic fucking takes like this that are gonna be widespread believed just because it came out of her mouth.
Just no one complains to women or criticizes them? No one?
And this is coming from, I'm probably the worst person to deliver this message ever.
You're the worst person to deliver any message ever. You need to close up shop. Seriously. In my professional opinion, hang it the fuck up before you really do some damage to your reputation that you're never going to come back from. Okay? You should have given up before you even got on that stage with Anna. You should have given up way before then. You are throwing yourself into a spiral that by the end of it, when the dust settles, you're going to be completely broke and you're going to be alone. All because you don't know how to just shut the fuck up. I just thought about it. Lav and Pearl should have a debate. They both run their mouth until they can't anymore.
I'm a spoiled brat. Completely, right? I hate that I have to say it. The same way I was the person that said Candace Owens, she thinks she's smarter than the FBI right now because of the credibility of all the simps propping her up for years. Her simp husband obviously never is telling her not to do something or no, or you're wrong. I hate, I'm a brat, right?
Okay. There is some truth behind what you just said. But nobody believes Candace Owens anyways. Everybody takes Candace, okay, let's be clear. Okay, let's be honest. Okay? Candace Owens is a PC version of Alex Jones. Okay? Because if you really look at it and you really think about it, Candace Owens and Alex Jones aren't that far off from each other. It's just Alex Jones didn't have a filter and he did not give a fuck what was happening. He just said it to say it. Candace is a lot more fluid with the way she says her stuff and she gets by with a lot of things. Even though at the end of it all, what she says is extremely conspiratorial, just like how Alex did. They're no different than each other. Just the only difference is that Candace is pushed on a lot of platforms while Alex is only stuck to his website, and that's it. And eventually going on Joe Rogan every now and again. They're one and the same. And the following and the viewership that they both get are exactly the same. They are a bunch of crazed fanatics that sit there and they dig into a rabbit hole and they never want to get out. They want to take every conspiracy theory, lump it all together, and then call it truth. I mean, I worked with a dude that followed Alex Jones, and we updated our time card because the company the fabrication shop that I worked at got bought by another guy, and we were using an old school time card, to clock in and clock out. He was like, "No, we're not going to do this anymore. We're going to go off of Face ID to clock in and clock out." This dude who all day long. His square in the shop is covered with nothing but InfoWars stickers. He has InfoWars on for 10 hours. The whole time we are at work, he has InfoWars on. Even when we have our half-hour break, he goes into the lunchroom for break, puts it on his phone, sits it on the table, and watches it while he's eating his lunch. This motherfucker did not put down InfoWars for 1 second out of a day. He did it every fucking day. When they brought the new time card in, he said, I'm not using it. We said, why? Oh, no, man, that's got a camera in it. The government's going to track you with that, dude. As long as there's a camera on something, the government can look at it and they can see. And I looked at that motherfucker dead in his face. I said, okay, so tell me this. Why do you think that you are so important that the government is going to take their time to spy through a time card and just watch you? You're who they care about. You're the one that they're after. They're only after you, man. That's the same level of shit that Candace Owens is on. Owens. They're one and the same.
I grew up very I'm very open about that. I grew up very privileged. I'm a hard worker, but hell, not compared to the.
You're nowhere near close to a hard worker. Not even close to a hard worker. I guarantee you never even set up your set one fucking time to do your podcast. You hired people to do that shit for you. You hired people to handle your fucking audio. You hired people to do your editing. You hired people to do all that shit while you sat back and you reaped the fucking rewards while you sat there and you fucking ripped money out of all their pockets, including your fucking co-hosts who have all admitted that you were stealing money from them. But they deserved to give you straight up loyalty, even though you were giving them an 80-20 split in your favor for their content that they were putting on their channels, just because they were associated with you. Fucking clown.
Men doing the dirty and the dangerous jobs. You
can only be a hard worker if you're doing a dirty, dangerous job. Only way to be a hard worker.
Facts.
Oh, I need to ask Nick. There's this idea. Maybe one of you guys will know it. It's a concept from France, I believe. Oh, fuck me. It's like noblesse or something like that.
I don't know what she's talking about.
Noblesse oblige. Right. Refers to the idea that nobility comes with social responsibilities, requiring those of higher status to act honorably and generously towards others, emphasizing the privilege should be balanced by duty to help those less fortunate. Right. So there was this idea, I don't know how well it was lived out, but there was this idea for a long time that because you were, it's noblesse oblige. Wow, that went all over the place. Well, there's this idea for a really long time that because you're in the status of privilege, you have a massive, look at you guys, so smart, little smarties. Little smart cookies. That you need to honor the working class man, the laborer and the serf, because they're doing the most brutal jobs, right? And so when she's saying hardworking, I think the thing that Pearl's actually tapping into here that I think a lot of men are really appreciating is she's tapping into this noblesse oblige piece, which is recognizing that a lot of men do the back-breaking labor that is the foundation of society that nobody wants to do. Nobody wants to be a concrete pourer. That's not a fun job. It destroys your body. It's horrific, right? It's not fun. Nobody likes it, but it's important to do. And I think in our modern society, we've really lost the capacity to respect that, right? We care about who's a doctor. We care about these types of things. And as a result, I'm going to go grab the dog because she wants in. And as a result, I think a lot of
I get that.
Working class people feel really underappreciated because they are underappreciated because people don't recognize how much the jobs that they are doing is body breaking work and labor that nobody else wants to do.
I understand that is a true thing, but that doesn't mean a whole lot because, dude, I worked construction, I worked in fabrication. I've done a lot of those things. I get it. and I understand how people can look down on you for working those types of jobs, and it makes sense. But that doesn't mean you need to sit there and you need to suck off the people that are the working class either. I don't know about anybody else, but me, when I was working those kinds of jobs, all I wanted was to be looked at no differently than an office worker or a banker. I think the only people that I ever considered well far above me were emergency responders, police, doctors, shit like that. But anything else, man, it's like, okay, yeah, you're dealing with large sums of money and you're dealing with this and you're dealing with that, but I'm 25 feet in the air holding a 70-pound sheet of drywall over my head and hoping to God that the person next to me is going to put the screws in this. That way I can let it go and my knees don't buckle underneath me and I end up getting injured. Like that's what I see. But I don't know. I could be wrong. But I mean, that's just how I felt.
I think that what Pearl is genuinely tapping into is this like lack of noblesse oblige that I think working class men particularly feel. Because I think a lot of working class women's jobs are still decently respected. Like we recognize that they don't get the pay for like the labor that they do, like secretarial positions and assistant positions and stuff like that. But we really just don't care much about the construction worker, about the scaffolder, right? About the long distance truck driver.
But Pearl, how Pearl was saying it was like that we need to be like sucked off for it. When that's not what construction workers or anybody like that want. They just want to be looked at as an equal. Like, yes, you do hard work, but I do hard work as well. One isn't harder over the other. Even though mine might be harder than yours, I am willing to give that up and say that our jobs are both equally as hard, but in different ways.
And we should care about these things, especially if you're a yuppie in New York City, if you're able to be like a hedge fund manager, or if you're like working some of these more like hardworking jobs, you're putting in hours of labor a lot of the time. The labor isn't destroying your body in the way that it's destroying concrete workers or, the bricklayers of society, the janitors.
Society. No, I get heated about this stuff because, I have relatives in the military. I have relatives that are injured. I have loved ones that got injured at work. And for you to complain about anything, how fucking dare you? How dare you? And that's how I felt about it. Same with Candace Owens. Men understand.
Okay. This entire I got family in the military and one of them got injured. So how dare you? How dare you? Fuck off. My best friend was in the military and he is nowhere near right in the head after what he had to do to survive at a base. But that doesn't mean anything. You do not, and if you talk to any military service member on the face of the planet, once they've done their contract and they're out, they do not owe the government undying loyalty. Nobody owes anybody anything.
That when they're hired.
What? I don't understand. The military.
Of course you're not going to understand, Kylo, because she's speaking fucking nonsense.
Is probably one of the main spaces that does get the respect that they deserve. Probably not exceptional. I think.
Well, no, because if you look at the VA and you look at that kind of stuff, it's completely ass backwards.
Military workers get the respect they deserve. They get appreciated a lot. Almost everyone thanks them for their service if they find out they work in the military. I think the prestige and respect you get for being a military person is sufficient and correct.
1 second, guys.
So, sorry, why?
I've got to take care of something. Hold on. All right, I got shit going on, so we got to hurry this up. Ugh.
You cannot complain if you don't have the worst lot in life. If that's the case, then military guys don't get to complain. Because unlike them, there's child soldiers in, I don't know, fucking Congo that are like getting killed if they like don't, right? It's just like
Oh, no. I remember. Okay, no. You can't say shit like that, Kyla. The military, for what they do and the things that they sacrifice, all for the sake of the government, they are treated by far the worst. I mean, in all reality, I would rather be a homeless civilian than a homeless army man. Know why? Because at least as a civilian, I didn't sacrifice my mind, my body, and years off of my life to do something that got nothing in return for it. You don't believe me? Ask a lot of veterans how the VA treats them when it comes to PTSD, when it comes to injuries, when it comes to housing, when it comes to anything that they need help with. They will do whatever it takes to not let it happen. Even if you're still in your contract, they won't help you. And if you're out of your contract, you are fucked.
The idea that you just can't complain because there's worse lots in life is ridiculous, obviously. Especially because it's like you just can't complain if you're a woman. And it's like there are women in worse lots in life than many men. Obviously, right? Obviously. Just like there's lots of men in worse places than lots of other men. It's very silly. But that doesn't change the like...
That part I understand. Okay, that part I get. Yes, that is true.
The problems that are associated with being a hedge fund manager, with being like a day trader, right? You might have a lot of privilege that comes with it, like lots of money, but there's also lots of cons that come with it. Like you never really get to turn off of work if you're a day trader because you're constantly having to think about how current news is going to be affecting the millions of dollars that you might be.
Yeah, but day traders don't give a fuck about that. As long as they're winning, they'll go sit on a beach in Boca and be perfectly happy. That's just what it is.
Responsible for.
At a job, I ran a YouTube network, right? If you're hired at my YouTube network,
you steal 80% of somebody's earnings. Yeah. If you don't believe me, there's a video by one of her ex-co-hosts that brought it up. And it's the reason why he left. It's because he was going to start his own channel and she technically was going to promote him. Basically, because he was going to fall under her umbrella and he was going to do all the work. He didn't get none of the resources from Just Pearly Things' network. He didn't get none of the help with the lighting or the cameras or the microphones or the editing or none of that stuff. He had to do all of it on his own. But she would claim 80% of his earnings every month and he only got 20%. That was her network. And I used to know how many channels were under her umbrella, under her network. And if you think about it, she was making dumb amounts of money off of other creators, off of their content. Now look, I know Twitch isn't a very favored platform, and I know their revenue splits aren't great. It's a 70-30, I believe. But here's the thing. Your stuff is on their platform. That's what it is. Without that platform, you wouldn't even be able to make the money. And even though it is really greedy on Twitch's part, because Twitch does make stupid amounts of money when they could do like a 60-40 deal with lower number creators and then do a 50-50 split with higher number creators, that would work perfectly in their favor. Especially when you're getting like Prime subs and stuff like that, because it's all tracked through Amazon, that makes sense. But if you're just an MLM, you don't own the platform, you don't own anything. All you're doing is putting your name beside a channel, and you think that entitles you to 80% of their earnings. That's insane.
You cannot speak ill about white people. I'm a white person, right? If you're hired by Jews, I don't even want to go down that rabbit hole. It can't be shocking that you can touch any other topic except going against the people that hired you. I mean, and men understand this. Men know this.
No, they don't.
She's so fucking dumb. This is how I know she knows nothing. Oh, I've talked to thousands of people on my show. Okay, then you have no comprehension or you're just stupid. Because there's no way you've talked to that many people and yet you still believe that this is how the world operates. That makes you stupid.
Men are complaining about Jews all the time. All the time. Probably the main group complaining about Jews is fucking men.
I don't think it has anything to do with Jews. I think it just has everything to do with people above them in a chain of command. That's really what it boils down to.
Probably men hired by Jews.
Why do you think they're so careful with what they say?
Why does Pearl think men don't complain? Does she like? It's just so strange.
She doesn't. It's not that she doesn't think that they complain. She just thinks that their complaining is justified and necessary, whereas women's complaining is bratty.
About women? Because most men are either directly or indirectly employed by women. They understand this. They don't bitch. They don't whine.
What?
If you
Men are directly or indirectly employed by women.
Please, expand on it, Kyla, because I can't. I can't go any further on that profoundly stupid fucking statement.
What does this mean? I don't. Is this just her being like, women make 80% of consumer purchases? Which, by the way, I researched that point. There is no data for that, by the way. It's from one study that's never released their stuff, and it's that women are responsible for both direct and indirect purchases.
Well, women do 80% of the purchases in my house, so that's got to be correct, right? That's the kind of shit that Pearl goes off of.
Purchasing decisions, and they never compare it to men's direct and indirect purchasing decision power, which is probably around 80 to 90% as well. It's the stupidest fucking stat I've ever heard in my goddamn life. It's also why she'll say 80% of the debt in the world is held by women. It's like,
Nowhere near close. How many business loans do you think are out there in the world? And how many of those said business loans are given to men over women? I would say probably an 80-20 in men's favor. There's probably way more men getting business loans in general than women. Car loans, house loans. I mean, that's just what it is.
Pearl, 33% of global debt is held by America. What are you talking about? What do you think? What do you think you're talking about right now? Also, if you think that private debt is held mostly by women, it's mostly held by men, because the most rich people in the world also hold the largest amounts of debt.
Thank you.
Because rich people utilize debt.
Yeah. You think any of them? I mean, it's been said so many times. They don't have any money in their bank account, but they have a net worth. And they utilize that net worth to get loans to be able to purchase things. And that's what they do. It's a cycle. So, I mean, that's just what it is.
Because they understand debt and inflation and how debt and inflation are related to each other.
Yes.
God, okay, sorry. I love when anti-feminists, by the way, want to fight me on economics. Most of them are smart. Okay, I had a debate with Hannah Faulkner a little while ago. I don't know when it'll get released, but it was a really good debate. And when we're going back and forth, she's like 18. She's an anti-feminist. We're talking about, is feminism good for society? And at one point, because one of my arguments for feminism is the economic argument, obviously. That's why I say feminism is inevitable and necessary, right? And she starts fighting with me on economics, and she says something, I can't remember, I think it was something about inflation. And I said, Hannah, if you want to go into economics, we can, but I wouldn't if I were you. And she went, okay. She just abandoned it. I'm waiting for the day where somebody will debate me on feminism and let me fight with them about economics, because I just know that everyone who debates gender doesn't know fucking dick shit at all about economics. And now that I'm putting the call out, there's gonna be like that one guy who's like, I'm an economist who fucking hates women.
I guarantee you, Kyla, if you do get the debate with Pearl, I guarantee you, if you bring up economics, I guarantee you she will fight it like she knows it. You gotta bait her into it. That's the thing you have to do. You have to bait her into it. And I promise you, she'll like leading a thirsty horde of water. I guarantee you she's going to go for it.
And they'll find me, okay? But yeah, I would love to talk to any anti-feminist about economics, but they never want to go there, do they? They just go, so what, you're just saying GDP go up is good? No, bitch. It's relative. It's comparative to the world. You can't fall behind other countries' GDP. Duh. What do you think funds the military, bitch? Hello? And I'm saying bitch. I'm meaning gender neutral bitch, obviously.
Who cares? Bitch is bitch. Like, why? Don't worry about the implications of what gender that's applied to you. Everybody can get called a bitch. It's not a gender neutral term.
I was a bitch. Plain simple, bro. He's a bitch.
Do you post links to your debates in the Discord? I usually post on YouTube when new debates are out. I haven't with the Dr. Daff stuff, but I will. I'm just not a fan of that content.
Don't like the conditions, you can leave and you don't need to make a big fuss out of it. I mean, Candace Owens was saying Christ is king and using that as a way to attack the Daily Wire. Now, you might disagree. Maybe you think that, and I know nothing about the Palestine, the war. I am not a person to comment.
Okay, so you're wearing a Trump hat, but yet you know nothing about the political side of any of this shit, but yet you speak on it so frivolously, and yet all you're doing is proving how stupid you are.
On that.
Based?
But what I can say is how incredibly spoiled it is to accept the easy company money, the easy talking job, and then cry because you can't talk about one issue. Screw you. Fuck.
Oh my god, dude. I don't know, man. I've got a minute left of this video. I'm losing my fucking mind here, dude. Pearl is making me so angry. I don't understand how she was given a platform. I don't get it. How? Good God, man. Y'all allowed this dummy to make money off of you. You guys were paying her.
You got like that is the most bratty thing I have ever heard in my life.
Good analysis, Pearl. Look, I'm not a big fan of the JQ either, but also, fuck.
But that's all I got. Kyla, if you ever do see this, yeah, man, comment on this video. I have no problem chatting with you online about discussing how Pearl acts. I have no problem talking to you about Pearl. I mean, shit. I did a whole video about her. So, yeah, we can go over some things and I can give you some pointers. Because, in all reality, there was a lot of things Anna could have brought up into that whole debate that would have completely shut her down and would have completely melted her on stage to the point where Anna could have easily have made Pearl walk off if she would have checked any... If Anna would have done any true research, she could have easily have made Pearl storm off the debate stage and give up. But she didn't have to. So yeah, I know this isn't my normal type of stuff, and I know it's not my normal type of content. So if you do like the video and subscribe, leave a comment down below. I mean, I'm still trying to hit 100 subs by April. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next one.